8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Hollaway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah! Welcome to Drinkin Bros Fake News, everybody. Bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. Man, between shows here from Ross Patterson Revolution and this one, what is this, man? They've got a new one here from First Form? My God.
What is it?
Caramel and something else, dude, but it's delightful. We just keep cranking out flavors over there left and right, man. It's nuts. I don't even know if they're on the show today as a sponsor or not, but my God, man. You're going there on Monday, aren't you? Yeah. Tell Andy, he's kicking ass over there.
I will.
I mean, for real, dude. This is just another level those guys are on. It's the flavoring. That's what does it for me, man. Welcome to the show, kids. Every single day, we walk in here and we think, you know what? Could be a fucking slow day. Could be a slow news day. It ain't. It ain't, friends, okay? Got some Hard AF Seltzer shout-outs here at the top from our good friend Ryan Mills. Where's he at here today? Texas brand liquors, Fair Oaks Ranch. That is 29202 Ralph Fair Road, San Antonio. We got 19338 Babcock Road, Suite 106. That is Texas brand liquors. Michigan, we got Dickweeds. Dickweeds, you heard that correctly. In Mount Clemens, Michigan, Waves in St. Clair Shores, Ohio. We got the Speedway. Oh, that's right, that Speedway deal started opening up, dude. We're getting a bunch of those Speedways. That's on 5619 Columbus Pike, Lewis Center, Ohio. Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati. We're all out in Cincinnati now, finally. Oh, it's down in Cincinnati. You guys deserve it down there. Jungle Gyms, 4450 East Gates South Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio. And shit, man, they're adding more cases here to Austin, Dallas, Houston. Over 1,000 sold in 3 days. Holy shit. Look, there's 46 days left to join us at wefunder.com/hardafseltzer. 30% of the company is open up to you. The SEC does shut it down after 6 months. So April 30th, it is all over. Last chance to get in, and we are selling out everywhere. Holy shit. Looking at the numbers, that's insane, man. Welcome to the show, kids. We're going to start off with some breaking news here. They've invaded Trump Tower, Bob. Is that what I'm seeing? What is this,
yeah,
Palestine?
Yeah.
They've taken over Trump Tower? Let's see it.
I think they're mostly white.
Are they?
Yeah, these are all people who, if they travel to Palestine, would have their heads cut off.
Sure.
Not that there's such a thing as Palestine, obviously, but if there is.
Free Mahmoud, free them all. So is that Mahmoud guy we were talking about yesterday? I believe I called him Mohammed yesterday. So it's Mahmoud, apparently?
I don't care.
I don't either. No, don't give a shit. Play the music, dude. We have it? We have the Indian music?
Is India Muslim though? Like,
Same thing. Don't
No,
care.
we don't.
There's
Just
Hundreds
hit
of
the
millions
button.
of
Just hit the button.
I don't have
Muslim Indians.
Oh, god damn it,
We've
dude.
replaced this. How many things we have on the board? I'll just give me like a quick rundown.
That one needs to be there.
Okay.
The Chinese one needs to be there. The
Chinese
Mexican
one's not
one
going
needs to be there.
anywhere.
Everything that is racist toward all cultures needs to be on that board.
Okay,
You know what
but
I'm
you
saying?
still want the angel music?
Yes, because people die all the time, dude. Porn stars die all the time. Supermodels die all the time, and it makes me sad inside.
You got the chirp.
We do. Bob, and we've got some more footage here outside the tower, it looks like. Go to the next
This is
clip I
inside.
sent you. Okay.
This is inside.
Okay. Play this one here.
Making arrests here. We were bringing this to you live. People have stormed into Trump Tower protesting the arrest of Mahmoud Khalil, the Columbia University graduate student, former graduate student, who has riled up so much of the anti-Semitism that we've seen, not just on Columbia, but other campuses as well. There is a big dispute going on right now between the Trump administration and Democrats and these supporters of Khalil's who say he has been unfairly detained. But what we're hearing from the administration is Khalil has been at the nexus of this anti-Semitism and the violent protests we've seen on some of these college campuses. You can think about the one building they took over at Columbia months ago and detained. They actually held a janitor hostage. We see the arrest now here at Trump Tower. Can we hear what they're chanting? We don't have the audio. But you can see them getting loud, and you can see the police finally moving in. And one of the things I think that we need to note here is you can see, we mentioned before that there were police in the corners. Now we see more police show up, overwhelming force. Let's listen in and see if we can hear what they're chanting.
That one's still dancing and she's getting cuffs right there. That's fun. Look at all of that, dude.
What they're saying, perhaps that's for the best in this type of situation.
Today's Thursday. Imagine having this much free time that you're able to do this shit on a Thursday afternoon.
Well, I guess the question is, who's paying for all this?
Yes.
Now that USAID is defunded.
Who is it?
Probably Russia.
I don't think it's Russia. I think it's Soros. That's my guess.
Maybe.
Russia's got their own shit going on right now.
Russia funded most of the BLM stuff.
Did they really? Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, with this, I don't really understand. I want all these fucking people gone, to be honest with you.
People think that Russia chooses between left and right. Soros chooses progressivism and globalism. That's his position. So if you see stuff trending in that direction, and this is how you can tell the difference between these two things. If you see stuff trending in that direction, then you can tell that it's him. If you see stuff that's just chaotic and pitting right versus left in America, especially in ways that don't even make any sense, like the left is out here protesting Elon Musk now, who since 2014, between 2014 and 2025, we have gone from repubes rejecting electric cars as some kind of fanciful notion and Elon as a lunatic, and the left saying, oh, this guy's going to save the world, to the exact opposite of that, simply because he diverted his attention away from classic, or not classic, but like modern liberalism over to like, hey, we need to stop. He's a businessman. We need to stop spending or the government's going to go away. The country, our currency, everything's going to go away. That's been the weirdest transition like in the last 10 or 12 years. To be honest, it's really funny, to be honest. But yeah, if you see these wedge issues domestically that seem to spring out of nowhere and have financial backing, that's Russia.
Okay. Because, as I'm looking at this now here, it says their cops are starting to arrest a shit ton of people here. I wonder what happens. Like, what happens with this fucking dude? Does he go back? Are they going to deport him or no?
I mean, they certainly should.
I agree.
Whether they should or not is debatable, but the letter of the law is quite clear that he should be deported.
Yes.
Right? He has shown, there's videos of him, multiple ones, but there's one in particular where he says, somebody's asking him about resistance in Palestine. And he goes, well, we've tried this, and we've tried armed resistance as well. And Israel just calls us terrorists. Like, yeah, you just said you were part of Hamas, so you got to go.
You got to go.
Like you can't say that on video. It's part of 8 USC. Fucking 1227 is one of them. And I think 1128 is the other one that defines the action, something like that. But you can look it up. But yeah, it's that part is easy.
Yeah.
You know, it just has to go to an immigration judge now, and they look at the letter of the law and say yes or no on it. And then if they say no, Trump's going to appeal it to the Supreme Court, and they're going to kick him out.
Where does Mahmoud go from here?
Back to Gaza, I guess.
Is that where he's from?
I don't know. He calls himself Palestinian.
He said he grew up in a Palestinian refugee camp in Lebanon, maybe?
Okay, good. He can go back there. So the other question is, Bob, you can look this up really quickly. Look up his name and then MI6. And let's do a thought experiment and try to figure out why this guy was issued a security clearance by the British government.
This guy was?
Yeah.
Did not know that. No, it's Mahmoud. It's tough to spell,
That's
Bob.
his first name.
Yeah, but it's tough to spell. It's not. It looks like Mohammed, but they're saying Mahmoud.
So, yeah, this is the news story from Middle East Eye. Mahmoud Khalil, Palestinian graduate arrested in U.S., worked for UK, quote, flagship soft power policy.
What the fuck is that? What's soft power? I know that's what you call your penis, but, you know, what does that mean in real life?
It is, in broad, I don't know what it means with regard to the British government, but in broader terms, it is like influence operations to affect people more through appeal and attraction than through threat. So it's the carrot to the stick. Sanctions maybe being the stick, and soft power operations being the carrot, right?
Okay.
Like, we'll invest this amount of money in your thing. So think about it this way. This guy is a fucking Palestinian, allegedly a Palestinian refugee who grew up in a fucking refugee camp in Lebanon. MI6 comes there. They want to fucking turn him against whatever, or into whatever, and they pay him and give him a security clearance to operate on their behalf. And now this guy's in America agitating.
Right.
It's got to go.
Yep.
Like, there's no fucking reality where this motherfucker's allowed to stay in this country.
Yeah, and I mean that with all of my soft power right now. I'm not hard. I know people think that I do the show fully erect every day, but it's not. It's not. It's just soft power down there right now. But yeah, get him the fuck out of there. And then, Bob, I just sent you one more video on Twitter here. It looks like the paddy wagons are there. Or a nicer version? God damn, dude. I never got to go in one of these. This is a fucking nice. Look at how nice this is.
It's Irish Heritage Month. Please call them Irish American wagons.
Oh, I will. Thank you. Sorry about that, Bob.
No, they're called paddy wagons because Irish people are criminals, Bob.
No, they're not. They're not. They're decent people.
That's
no.
propaganda from the English.
Sure is.
No, it's
beautiful
not.
people on both
No.
sides.
No, so the Irish came here, and we put them all in prison, and then somehow they became all the cops.
Really?
Isn't that weird?
That's
how that
interesting.
worked?
Yeah.
Like the first settlements in America, the Irish were either indentured servants or just plebs in general, and started parallel economies just like the Italians did when they got here. The difference is the Italians were quite a bit more successful, and there was more establishment economically already, so they could dial into that infrastructure and run protection rackets and shit. The Irish were just like mostly booze runners and things like that. It wasn't sophisticated enough. So they all got thrown in prison, and then somehow, I don't know exactly how this happened, but somehow the Irish took over all the jails and all the policing. And then they just started putting all the Italian people in prison.
Yeah,
probably because they were jealous of the Italian success. And that's me as an Irishman saying
Our
that.
plans are measured in centuries.
Oh, they sure are.
Oh, yeah, how's it going for Ireland now? I mean, their latest win is getting Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
So it's not looking great.
Cranberries. Zombie.
No, she's dead.
Zombie. Is she dead?
No,
Yeah,
the
she died.
Cranberries chick? You're talking about Sinead O'Connor.
The lead singer?
No. The Cranberries
The lead
woman
singer of
died
the Cranberries
in
is dead?
2020, 2019, something
What
like
the
that.
fuck are we doing, dude? Is she dead?
Died suddenly because Tommy Vex was covering Zombie at the time with
yeah.
her. And then
She's dead?
She died in the middle of it. Yeah.
2018, Dolores O'Riordan.
Oh, man, that's an Irish name if there ever was one, isn't it? God
It's
damn.
too Irish. It's offensively Irish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure
it's-
is. Patty O'Brien.
It's like Ching Chong or something.
For Chinese people?
A Chinaman. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. We still got that one on the soundboard. Booyah! Yeah, but they're being loaded up here on the old wagon, Bob. Play that shit. So let's see these fuckers here. Oh, boy. That's a nice bus. That's like a Greyhound bus. Shit.
I mean, it's New York, right? This is in New York?
Yeah, it's New York.
Yeah.
It should be an old school paddy wagon.
Nah, they don't do that anymore. Probably, especially because Baltimore in 2017 put a guy in the back of one of those things.
Oh,
and
yeah.
drove it around and he broke his fucking neck. So
true.
you gotta strap him in his seatbelts now and cover him in bubble wrap.
That's true. Imagine being arrested for this. You know, that goes on your record. Free Palestine.
Yeah.
That's what your life is right there.
Yeah, I mean, they're being arrested for trespassing. We'll see if the New York District Attorney presses any charges on this. It seems unlikely that he will.
Is it still Alvin Bragg?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not going to do dick. He's not going to do dick. But I think, in all sincerity, like, the Democrats have a weird problem on their hands with this thing.
Yeah.
Because Republicans don't care. I don't give a fuck about either of these groups. Like, who gives a shit?
I do. If they're American citizens, look, you can't go into somebody else's building and start raising hell. It's trespassing. You can't block people from moving around. I think that should be a felony, actually, to stand in the street. I think it should be elevated to a felony, first offense felony, too. Maybe a class 3 felony, but certainly a felony. It's very dangerous. On the sidewalk, whatever, it's a misdemeanor. Get the fuck out of the way. But in the street, you got to get a felony. And then blocking impeding other people's movements, that is false imprisonment.
Uh-huh.
The law is really clear about this. It's never been enforced this way when it comes to these fucking protests, but it needs to be. Stand the fuck in the grass.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of the way. People got shit to do. But we can't have the same standard for a non-citizen visa or green card holder that we have for a citizen. And we don't. In the law, we don't. So if Gary, for example, says, I support Hamas right now, there's nothing that the police can do about that.
Really?
Yes.
But Gary's a piece of shit. He's right there.
Gary's a U.S. citizen. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. As long as he doesn't provide material or immaterial support to them, then there's nothing the law can do about that. But a green card holder or a visa holder says, I support Hamas, they can be removed. A visa holder can have their visa revoked summarily right then on the spot and deported. A green card holder has the ability to go through the immigration court process, which is what is happening in this dickhole right now. But the standard cannot be the same for citizens and non-citizens. It should not be. Like, there has to be a purpose to citizenship. If some fuckface gets all the same rights that I do, then what's the fucking point of being here and paying my taxes?
Yeah,
Fuck
I
that.
agree.
You don't get access like I do.
I agree. So how long until something like this actually goes to a trial, I guess?
I mean, he had his first court date yesterday. I think it'll be by next week or the week after at the most.
What is his? He has an interesting citizenship status too, just because he's married.
He's
to
a
an
green
American.
card holder.
But he's married to an American.
That's right.
Right.
That doesn't matter. Well,
Okay.
you are a guest until you naturalize.
Okay.
Here.
Correct, yeah. So he'll be out of here.
In the eyes of the law, you are a guest. Now, luckily for her, I don't think Gaza has such requirements. You can just go.
Yeah.
So she can fucking she's pregnant.
Okay,
with
cool.
his kid,
Cool.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, cool. And they're using that as like trying to emotionally blackmail people into letting this terrorist supporter stay in the country. No, dude.
No, I don't care.
You made all of those decisions yourself, and you're responsible for the weight of them as well. So
Yeah.
good luck with all that.
Send all 3 of them back there.
But to be clear, arresting people for speech that are Americans, no matter what they say, unless it falls under the very narrow purview of Brandenburg v. Ohio, which clearly states what is and isn't solicitation to violence, right? Then you should be able to say whatever you want, and I don't support that, no matter who the, I guess, denigrated party is.
Now, for me, I want to go back to nude protests that used to happen a lot.
It happens in Europe.
Right. We're not seeing that.
Well, the
anymore.
reason you don't see it here is, one, it's illegal here.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like public nudity in most places is illegal. There's places where it's not, like San Francisco and shit, but
I
most
pull my
places it is.
junk out everywhere.
And then, like, if you pull your titties out in France or England or somewhere like that, it's going on TV because they put that on TV.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah,
So you don't get the pardon the pun, but you don't get the exposure here.
There you go.
Right.
Nailed it.
So there's no point.
Can I pull out my ding dong on European TV? Unclear.
Yes.
Or is it just tits?
No, there's a show that's actually on BBC One. Fuck, I can't remember what it's like a blind dating show, but everybody's naked.
Okay.
So it starts a male.
Oh, I've seen that. It was on VH1 too. But they blurred it out.
I don't know about that, but
they blurred it out here.
It's a male or a female contestant, and there's 3 or 4 people behind these little walls, right? And it starts from the knee down. And you're like, oh, okay, I want to get rid of that one. And then it goes up to the fucking pussy or dick. And you're like, okay, I want to get rid of that one.
Beautiful.
And it goes up to the titties. You're like, all right, I want to get rid of that one.
Yeah.
And then it goes up to the face.
Okay, awesome.
And you get to choose whether or not you want to go on a date with a person or not. That's all on TV with titties, dicks, pussies, everything.
Great.
Yeah.
Aaron 420 from Florida just gave us $5 and said, "Rest in peace, Dolores O'Riordan. You have me wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let me linger? Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? You know I could sing all the fucking words to that shit, dude.
There was another one.
All the words for that.
Yo, it's Doug says he gave $6.66, which is, I should ignore that.
666, the
devil.
devil.
But he says, do you guys
Fuck
think we'll be
you.
seeing the $5,000 Doge checks? I'm guessing no, since we have so many corrupt federal judges that run the deep state. I think is how he wanted to end that. No, we will never see that.
The $5,000 checks?
That'll never happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Last time I got a check from the government was COVID. Remember getting those COVID checks?
I didn't get any of that.
It was weird. It was just sent to my house.
No.
You don't have kids. So when you have kids, they just send you checks. So it was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
I would have ripped it up.
Me?
I would have torn it in half and nailed it to City Hall like the 95 Thesis. Fuck you. Keep your money.
Yeah. I got an 8-ball with it, so that was fun. We had a good time that night. You guys remember?
I refuse to.
Gary remembers.
I refuse to participate in robbing taxpayers.
Yeah, I didn't do it. It just showed up in my fucking house, dude. And then the dealer accepted it. I just signed it right over to him. So it was a fun night. It was a real fucking fun night. But stay safe out there in those streets of New York City.
Well, you better be really safe now if you're an immigrant of any kind.
Yeah.
Right? Provided you're not naturalized already. If you're here as on any non-immigrant status, whether it's a visa or a green card or whatever, you better shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because Trump has, and we can get into the legality of this and how this might work, but the Trump administration is expected tomorrow on Friday to invoke a sweeping wartime authority to speed up the president's mass deportation pledge in the coming days, according to sources familiar, blah, blah, blah. The little-known 18th century law, I don't think I would agree that it's little-known. It's one of the it's the scandal of the Adams administration. Anybody that understands anything about early American history knows exactly what this is. It's the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, and it was part of the Aliens and Sedition Act, right? So this one was the one that most people agreed on, that foreign agents, like we were getting close to a war with France at the time, and John Adams, pressured by Alexander Hamilton and his wing of the party, eventually succumbed to signing these 4 bills. But one of them was like, if you're a foreign, if you're from France and we're going to war with France, you got to get the fuck out, because there were 25,000 Frenchmen in just Boston. Or, I'm sorry, just Philadelphia.
So how would that apply to today's America?
Well, that's the interesting part. So technically, the Alien Enemy Act of 1798 gives the president tremendous authority to target and remove undocumented immigrants, but not just undocumented, anybody really. Through legal, the legal experts argued how it might face an uphill battle. So the authority is being discussed at several agencies, especially to get rid of Tren de Aragua and a couple of other of the cartel organizations, because they've been designated as terrorist organizations. This is what the law is designed to be invoked if the U.S. is at war with another country, right, or a foreign nation. This is the authority used to create internment camps during World War II for Japanese people. It's the same bill that's been used. Okay. So it's been used several times throughout American history, but not since World War II. And legal experts say that it's going to be difficult for Trump to use the act when it's not a foreign government we're being attacked by, but gangs and cartels, right? However, this is what legal experts always say when a president of the United States, since Bush, tries to launch any kind of military operation, and they're always wrong. Technically, they may be right, but, or I'm sorry, legally speaking, they may be right, but technically speaking, the AUMF, or the authorization to use of military force in 2001, that allowed us to go to Afghanistan and then again to Iraq, even though we never really made it legal in Iraq, and everything in between, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, fucking Libya, all these places we've deployed to, Niger, all these places we've been to, none of those were ever voted on by Congress. This is all from one vote back in 2001, but they've been getting away with it. Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump. Everybody's gotten away with it. So I don't know that they're going to be able to stop it now, to be honest. Now that because all this stuff that we've been doing, like we didn't go to war with Syria. We didn't declare a war on Syria necessarily. There were elements within the Syrian government that we went to war with in Lebanon and Yemen. We didn't go to war with Yemen specifically. As a matter of fact, we were kind of partnering with Yemen to some degree on some of these operations. We used the AUMF to go after terrorist organizations routinely over the last 25 years we have. And that's what he wants to do here. And I'm not sure they're going to be able to stop him from doing it. And if they do, that's good news, to be honest, because it will kind of reset American military policy such that Congress will have to start declaring wars again.
It's been a while.
It's been 2001.
Yeah. No. So, look, I'm here for it, dude. I want it to shake out and see what happens, man. I just want to keep fucking shit up every day. See where all this heads. By the way, that Israel-Palestine thing, they canceled the Snow White premiere because of it as well.
That's the last story today.
Is it really?
Well, no, the next to the last one.
Okay. We'll get to it later, but yeah, that was a crazy one, man. And yeah, everybody's choosing sides here except for us. I don't care. I just don't care at the end of the day. What I find hilarious though is like most of my Jewish friends from Los Angeles still are posting "fuck Trump," you know, and it's like he's the only one that's helping you. That's it. Like he actually likes you guys and wants to help, but fuck him too. You know?
Well, it's him and Fetterman.
Yeah,
he's the only one from the left that I see routinely on their side. Whether I won't call it the right side.
Well, you can't miss him.
I don't give a shit.
He's fucking huge. Lurch. When Lurch walks into a fucking room, yeah, you can't miss that goddamn guy. He's everywhere. Now we got our first advertiser. That is ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 50% off every single item in the entire store. The promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. Mattresses, sheets, pillows, adjustable bases. I don't know if the weighted blankets are back. They were sold out for a while. Maybe they're back, Bob. You can check that out. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros and pull it up for me. They got mattresses for RVs, mattresses for Sprinter vans. Gary, did you get the keys for Hans Kim's van? Is that a yay or a nay? Thumbs up or down, Gare Bear? Well, tell him to take them off. Tell him to take off the headphones. Fucking asshole. Hans Kim has left his van here for months.
Yeah, we're going to blow it up.
And we're going to blow it up later, but we got some people staying in it, which is fun. Gary, has Hans Kim give you the keys?
Yeah, I gotta get the keys.
Yeah, where are they?
I was gonna get them the other day, but I got drugged.
Yeah. You're always getting drugged. Like, you're always getting drugged, so I don't want to hear it.
Not by somebody else.
Yes, by a dude. By a dude. Somebody tried to have sex with Gary, a male tried to have sex with Gary last night at a bar and fucking drugged him, and he woke up in a ditch.
No.
That's a true story. Pick up the microphone.
Okay, look. Let me tell you what really happened. How you doing, Delco? This is what really happened.
What's up, man?
I went downtown. Okay, I might have had a couple beers.
South by Southwest.
Yeah, and then I ran into some buddies, and we were, having some of these libations, and I only had like 4 drinks. I don't drink, at all.
Sure.
For a reason.
Yeah.
And I had 4 drinks, and then all of a sudden I woke up in my truck in the parking lot behind a tattoo shop with no shoes on, and it was running, and it was 11 a.m.
Now, this is the second time this has happened with the same person?
No.
Is what you said earlier?
Yeah, you said it was the second time this happened with the same person you went out with.
I was around the same person.
So all I'm saying is this, all right? You got a truck, you got a pickup truck. Get yourself a little twin mattress. Put in the back of that pickup. That way you can just go to sleep like a little Gare Bear, dude, all snuggled up in the back of it. The nice little ghost bed to sleep
on. Laser got drugged one time downtown, and he woke up in the bed of his truck.
Was he also hanging around
He was in
the same person?
Same guy?
No, that guy wasn't there, but he was at one of the bars that I was at.
Okay. Interesting.
There's a drugging problem in Austin. That whole serial killer thing.
Yeah.
Whether there's a serial killer or not,
There is.
all those people were all drugged.
There is that head of police lied to us. Like, yeah, I still believe in that. The Rainy Street Ripper. Yeah.
So I woke up with no shoes on, and I guess I texted Joel at 4 a.m. and said, "Hey man, I just pissed all over a homeless person."
Now that I actually believe. Like
Yeah.
that story is actually believable. Where you're like, oh yeah, I pissed all over a homeless man.
Yeah.
But you getting drugged twice to get raped by another dude, I think you secretly want to. It's kind of like when gay guys don't hit on you. You're like, am I not pretty anymore? Am I not the prettiest?
I don't know. I mean,
Gary, very rapeable dude. And like, we've known that for a while. And if you're out there and you are raping Gary in downtown Austin, do it on a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. At checkout, you'll put in the promo code Drinkin Bros for 50% off. And then you're going to see a little box to check. This is, hey, would you like to stretch this payment out like Gary's butthole over 36 months, 3 years, pay as you go, no interest, as long as you have decent credit? Yes. Yes, I would. Then, congratulations, man. You get a brand new bedroom set. Get one of those bundle package, man. I'll knock it down to $45 a month at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today.
Keep that butthole sealed, Gare Bear.
I'm doing the dwarf voice for Snow White later. That's called a tease in the biz. All right. Next up, who was president the last 4 years? Who was it?
I don't know.
The majority of official documents signed by President Joseph Robinette Biden allegedly used the same auto pen signature, reinvigorating concerns over the former president's mental acuity and if he actually ordered the signature of the relevant legal documents. A report published by an arm of the Heritage Foundation found whoever controlled the auto pen controlled the presidency. It's according to the Oversight Project there, which is an initiative within the Conservative Heritage Foundation that investigates the government to bolster transparency and was posted to X on Thursday. We gathered every document we could find with Biden's signature on it over the course of the presidency. All used the same auto pen signature, except for the announcement that the former president was dropping out of the race last year. Here is the auto pen signature. Can I see this goddamn thing? Do we have evidence of this thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a million images of it, but
Pop it up. I want to see it. So I'll tell you if it's real or not, dude.
Yeah, they don't need you to tell. if
They
it's real or
do.
not. No,
That's what I used to do, man.
no.
You didn't know that before I was an actor? No. I was kind of in the forgery biz, dude. I would examine other people's checks and things like that, and then tell the bank if they were real or false. Wait, sorry, that was the DiCaprio movie. Fuck me. I love that movie, and I always get myself confused with it. Let's see Joseph Robinette Biden sig here.
This is the auto pen.
Okay.
This is not the signature, but this is the auto pen.
By the way, Thomas Jefferson invented that. So
Did he really?
So he could write multiple documents at the same time, but his version of it, put that auto pen back up on there. So his version had an arm that extended from the middle of it all the way to the other side. That's why you see that bifurcation down the middle. So you could write with one hand, and it would write exactly what you were doing on the other one. So he would write documents 2 at a time.
No shit.
Yep.
God damn, he was smart.
Yeah.
Instead, what do we get this generation? Steve Jobs. What a fucking loser that guy is.
I mean, he didn't invent anything. He was just a marketing guy.
Who? Jobs?
Jobs, yeah.
Yeah, we all got fucking jobs by that guy. Fucking loser, dude. We don't have anybody who can do this shit today. So let me see that sig on that beep. Let's see it. That's it? That's the auto pen one? Not real, Bob. Not real. Okay? Nobody's signature is that perfect at 80 fucking... If you have fucking dementia, you're jiggling around like that signature is too perfect for that. You see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it a million times.
It's fake.
So, yeah, the phrase went, whoever controlled the auto pen controlled the presidency. All the executive orders, especially all that stuff that happened at the end of his presidency, where we're just like scratching our heads, what the hell's going on here? The fact that he wasn't seen in public for weeks at a time. Kind of weird, you know? So The Biden signature on the document announcing his departure in 2024 varied from the other two posted on the oversight project, so showing that that signature was not as clear as the executive orders. So they made him sign the one where he was resigning, basically.
Yeah.
Probably at gunpoint, to be honest.
And do they hold his little hand like this?
I think they hold his hair back, actually.
He didn't have much.
Yeah, just the wings on the side.
He didn't have much.
So Fox Digital at random examined more than 20 Biden-era executive orders documented on the Federal Registrar's office between 2021 and 2024 and found each one was the same auto signature. Special counsel Robert Hur, who was investigating Biden's alleged mishandling of classified documents, you may remember this, announced that he would not recommend criminal charges against Biden for possessing classified materials because the presidency, the President Biden at the time was a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory.
Yeah.
Which is not a great endorsement of your president. The report renewed scrutiny over Biden's mental fitness, which rose to a fever pitch in June 2024 after the debate. So now we have to insist who was the president.
Yep.
Who was signing these executive orders and bills. And if it's not Biden, then should all of the bills that he signed to include the Inflation Reduction Act be rescinded immediately? And I think the answer is yes. He was clearly not the president.
No.
And you can say you agree or disagree. I mean, to be fair, especially with regard to the Inflation Reduction Act, no matter who was president from the left, they would have signed it. So it's kind of a non-factor, but it is a 25th Amendment issue. He should have been removed from office.
Yeah.
So it does invalidate the law, technically speaking, if they can prove it.
Let's see that SIG on this one here. Was this the resignation letter? Yeah. All right. Bump it up a little bit because it's the camera one is blocking it for me. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's totally. Look at that. Look at that fucking poor shit. He's Joe Bundles in that one, dude.
That's Joe Bundles.
Wow, look at that, dude. Joe Bundles. Fucking A. Yeah, none of those. I mean, that's not even close. Dan?
No.
Those two aren't even fucking
Yeah,
close.
they're not. It's clearly. But, I mean, I don't know if two of my signatures look the same now.
Mine do. I can fucking sign something right now, dude. It's the same. Practiced it as a child, and it's the same goddamn SIG, dude. But Robinette's, he's not. By the way, I didn't know he was a junior at the top of that letter, Bob. There was a senior. There was a Joseph Robinette Biden Sr.
His dad, I guess.
I think his daddy.
Is that what did he call him daddy?
I did.
Yeah. When's the last age you stopped calling your father daddy?
I've never used that word.
Yes, you have.
No.
Daddy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I said father.
Even at 4?
Big Star Wars guy.
Yeah, even at 4 years
no,
old?
No, I said dad.
Okay.
I never said daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy is reserved for the bedroom.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the only time it's ever appropriate to use that phrase.
When it's two dudes?
I have some big news about your idea that if the president was incapacitated, whatever they signed should not count. The 19th Amendment was signed on August 18th, 1920.
Oh, and he was out to lunch by then, for sure.
Yeah, that is the right for women to vote. Woodrow Wilson had his stroke on October 2nd, 1919.
Bob, wait, just stop right now. Before we expose the plan, right? Let's pressure this one.
Yeah.
And then set the precedent. And they'd be like, hey, Supreme Court, by the way, this is invalidated as well.
Sure is, too.
And you got to get it out of here now.
Stroke me.
And then anything at the end of Reagan's term, last 18 months of that.
Yeah.
And then anything that FDR signed, in the last, what was it, like a year into the last term or something like that?
No. He was pretty good to go to the end.
Yeah,
he just had a stroke and died. Like he was coherent all the way.
Yeah, it was just he had polio. You know,
okay,
he's rolling around in fucking 4 wheels of fury.
Yeah, we should make a second Mount Rushmore, but it's for all the shit bags.
Shitbag presidents?
Yeah, and FDR.
Who's your top 4?
FDR is the worst president we've ever had, for sure. He created the social entitlement system that has fucking bankrupted this country. All of that is his fault.
Who do you got on your top 4? Biden,
Jimmy Carter, FDR, and then probably what's his nuts. Is it Buchanan?
Yeah,
Buchanan, but I would raise you, not FDR, fucking Woodrow Wilson.
Ah, yeah.
I mean, you could just give them each half of a face because they fucked our country up for 30 years straight.
Yeah.
Wilson gave, like, the government ultimate power over, and, like, they just spied on everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to be on there for sure. For sure, man. And then Lincoln, a lot of people are unhappy with what he did, you know? Totally kidding. Just want to throw a dash of casual racism in there today.
For Reagan, if we did that for him in 1988, he signed the Japanese-American Internment Compensation Bill, so they'd have to Japanese people would have to give money back to the government.
Perfect. Can I tell you what I'd accept in return, Bob?
Yeah.
A
Sushi?
gift card to Benihana's. Close, yeah. Give me that Rocky special, dog. A little chicken, a little steak, a little shrimps, a little scramps.
Hoover
All in.
tear gassed and shot at a bunch of like veterans from World War One.
We should take we should take his dam away. Is what we should.
We should.
Blow it up.
Yeah.
Like a Beavis and Butthead. Do America. Didn't they try to blow it up or something? Or did they just go to the Hoover Dam? I don't remember.
Forget, dude.
Because all I remember is Beavis
25
saying,
years.
is this a goddamn? And then they started laughing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I really remember from that.
All good. All good.
No. It's Bruce Willis.
Bruce?
He played the villain in that movie.
Really?
Yeah. Who was the other one? Who was his wife?
I don't know. That's a long time ago, man. I don't fucking remember that bullshit.
Well, neither does Bruce Willis.
Well,
it was Demi Moore.
Was it
So it
really?
was his actual wife, yeah.
Look at that.
And then Robert Stack played the agent, obviously, because he's the most famous agent of all time.
Sure.
Even though he was never an agent.
I wonder if the new wife of Bruce lets Demi come over and bang him because he doesn't know who anyone is.
They probably give hand jobs together.
Yeah.
Or take turns or something. I don't know how big his hog is.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Two-handed hogwash.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that fucking hog, dude. When he dies, I hope he dies hard. Nailed it. Next sponsor is mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with mybookie.com. Huge March Madness brackets. If you have chosen Duke, you've chosen incorrectly, friends. Sad news today.
You might get a better price.
No way. You think Cooper Flagg comes back after that sprained ankle?
Fuck yeah, dude. It's
He
just
went out in a
sprain.
wheelchair.
He's fine.
He was in a wheelchair.
Maybe he was just making fun of the governor of Texas.
Maybe.
To get into Texas' head.
Or
he paid homage to Paul Pierce and pooped himself.
Yeah, because the Final Four is in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's going to show up in a wheelchair.
He's establishing dominance.
Yeah, over Governor
wheelchair.
there.
Yeah.
PGA Championship is happening right now. The fifth major Players Championship. Forgive me. What do we got? Who's on the leaderboard there?
Old man Lucas Glover, 6 under.
Look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Who else?
We got Minwoo Lee, Camilo Villegas, Alex Smalley, Steven Yeager. Not a whole lot of big names up top.
All right.
Not yet, but it's
All
for
right.
day one.
Yeah. Who did I take here yesterday? I got the old bet on my phone here.
Zane Diesel Deason says, first-time listener live. Been listening for 2 years. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
here, man. It's a fucking goddamn rager here.
There's
I'm
gonna
about
be
to
some
start
weird
cracking
shit.
up some Hardy F seltzer in a second. Tommy Fleetwood is who I got. 20-1. Ludwig, how's he doing? I got Ludwig in this motherfucker.
I think Tommy's doing
18-1.
better. Tommy, I believe, Tommy's at 1 under.
There we go.
Ludwig, I believe, is also around there.
And then I got soft serve.
Sanders at 1
Shoffley
under.
22-1. There we go. All right, so I'm doing all right. Fuck yourself, man. Dude, I won money on UNCW the other night too. Wilmington. They're in the tourney. They made the big dance. Let's fucking go Seahawks, dude. So I'm amped about that. Plenty of stuff to bet on right now. My God, dude, it's here. Games on all day. Boners on all day. Looking forward to it. You don't feel alive if you don't have something on the action. Head on over to mybookie.com and enter the promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. And we'll be making brackets next week. If you're in Drinkin Bros Sports, it's on Facebook. It's a private group. Sign up. It's free. We usually do a big giveaway every year. Who was last year? What signed jersey did we give away for the college player last year?
I
Remember?
don't remember off the top of my head.
I know it was Christian Leitner the year before.
Was it Patrick Ewing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Allen Iverson, right?
That might have been Iverson.
Yeah, we did Iverson.
Years
Let's
blend
do.
together.
Well, I guess who do you think is the most likely to win the Natties? Is it still Auburn? Because
I had Auburn.
Alabama looked pretty good that night, but they're streaky.
Auburn's
So if you're going
sucking
Auburn
ass right now.
If you're going Auburn, you got to go with signed Charles Barkley Auburn jersey. He's the only famous Auburn player I can name.
Famous basketball, yeah. I mean, you could go Bo Jackson for both other sports.
Yeah.
But Alabama for basketball.
Yeah, who is that? Jesus
Obviously,
Christ.
Duke and all those guys, easy to pick.
Easy.
So,
We do an LSU Shaq jersey.
yeah. But they're not.
They're not in it, right?
They're not. Yeah, but we're
They
just
don't
going
really
for
have
like,
anyone.
We're going for like unique jerseys, right?
I mean, if you want the jersey of a murderer, which we like.
Yeah, who do we got?
Last year's draft pick, Brandon Miller.
Oh, yeah, Miller. Forgot about him.
Oh, shit.
But he was only an accessory.
Yeah, true.
The heat is in the hat.
The heat is in the hat, dude.
Ennis Watley. That's
I like Enos a lot.
That's the first name that I actually recognized from Alabama's basketball program.
Okay.
Nate Oates, but he's a coach. He doesn't have a jersey.
Nah, I didn't do dick.
Not a whole lot to choose from here. We can go to Ohio State. Greg Oden.
Oh,
He's the best. He's the best Buckeye of all time.
Yeah.
Hey, give Mike Conley some respect.
No,
Mike Conley.
no.
Same team.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same team, but Greg Oden was way better than Mike Conley.
he-
and the NBA too.
I got arrested. I got arrested at that national championship with my dad. That was the one I got arrested on.
If you want to go, one of the other favorites is Houston. You could do one of the Phi Slamma Jamma guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd go Hakeem, right?
I think you go Hakeem.
Yeah, I think
Hakeem.
Yeah,
Clyde
that
is
actually.
dope.
And since it's in
Clyde
Texas,
Drexler's great,
I
yeah.
think we should do that.
Oh, do a Texas
yeah.
team one? All right.
Yeah. So I think we should go with Hakeem or Clyde. I would prefer Clyde.
So would
to
I.
be honest, but I like Michael Young too. A lot of good players out
yeah.
there. It's probably not going to be easy to find a Michael Young jersey. Clyde and Elijah Wan will be easy to find.
Clyde the Glide, though, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, those will be easy to find.
sure.
Let's do one of those.
All right, I'm down. Next up, Biden lied about the immigration numbers here. The acting head of Immigration and Customs Enforcement is accusing the Biden administration of improperly inflating migrant arrest numbers and misleading the American people. You don't say. The Biden administration was cooking the books. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons said during a call with reporters on Wednesday, they were purposely misleading the American people by categorizing individuals processed and released into the interior of the United States as ICE arrests. Comprehensive review was done internally here with ICE, and we found tens of thousands of cases that were recorded as arrests, when in fact, these instances were illegal aliens that were simply processed and then released into American communities. The previous administration counted those arrests, even though no immigration enforcement action was taken. But now he says that it's drastically changed. No shit. I think we all knew this, right?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing that they did, so during fiscal year 2024, the Biden administration reported 113,431 arrests. But they included in that data anybody that they just turned away at the border, which, by the way, wasn't all of them. They were taking people from the border and still letting them in. But they included 113,431 arrests in the report, but the vast majority of those, nearly 100,000 of them actually, were just turned away at the border. 71% were just in exterior or interior enforcement. Or I'm sorry, 29% was interior enforcement, meaning they got arrested here. So in 2024, ICE removal, ERO, made 33,242 arrests. That's all of 2024. Since January 20th through March 10th, ICE has made 32,809. So they've already matched a full year's worth of internal arrests. Unclear why the Biden administration lied about it. I guess to make the fluff the numbers up during a campaign season.
Yeah.
But yeah, they completely lied about all this.
Yeah, again, not shocked here with any of this. Remember that story we did last year where they were just flying them in from other countries and shit? Like, yeah, to this day, I still don't understand why.
Yeah, well, I mean, you understand why. Sure you do. It's replacement. They want people here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, we'll get to this in a minute, actually. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do it now.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
So, of the ICE arrests made so far under the Trump administration, 14,000 immigrants, or 43%, are convicted criminals. So nearly 15,000 convicted criminals, another 10,000 pending charge criminals, and 1,200 that are suspected members of gangs who we have not charged with any crime, but we know they're gang members and we kicked them out too. Trump is crushing this problem.
Yeah.
This might be the best any president in my lifetime has handled any particular issue, especially one that was a major issue. They campaigned on it, and then they effectively did exactly what they said they were going to. There's a lot of work left to be done, to be clear, right? But I don't remember. Maybe you guys can say, maybe somebody in the chat, when has a president come into office and immediately handled a situation like this before? I've never seen anything like this.
I haven't either, and truthfully, watching it unfold, because we live here in Texas at the fucking border, has been astounding, because why couldn't every single president do this?
Well, they could.
They just didn't want to.
Well, they wanted it's not that they didn't want to, it's that they wanted the opposite.
I guess Reagan getting the hostages back.
That was Jesse Jackson, though, right? Reagan just got credit for it.
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson negotiated that deal. So Reagan just got credit for it.
I mean, I believe Carter did all the legwork, and Reagan just kind of dunked on him.
Carter didn't do jack shit.
No,
he sat there with a bag of boiled peanuts and ate them.
Yeah, Ayatollah told Carter to get the fuck out, actually. They kicked his ambassador or his emissary out because they thought he was a clown. More probably because they knew Reagan was going to win, and they didn't want to be seen negotiating with a loser.
Yeah,
to be honest. But yeah, I mean, Reagan. I guess Reagan technically gets credit for that, but he didn't deserve it. I've never seen any president be this effective on a single issue ever. We're not even 2 months in yet.
No,
we're still a week away from 2 months. So that's good. In addition to this, and this will go to your other point about why the U.S. foreign-born population is now higher than it ever has been in the history of this country since we started tracking that sort of thing. Since the first time we started tracking it, where it was higher than this, was 1890. Ellis Island, 1890. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right? 15.8% of people in the United States right now are not Americans.
Okay. So what are you saying
It's
exactly?
53.
That we're trying to get them here for more kids? More people, more workers.
Yeah, so legal and illegal together, there's about 54 million non-Americans here, and there's 330 million people in the country.
Right.
In addition, both numbers are record highs. The record level of immigration has profound implications for taxpayers, and I think that like schools, work, healthcare, all this shit, and there's absolutely. And our ability to assimilate that many people, by the way, into an economy. This was all meant as a destructive force. It was meant to... the same thing that these people have been talking about for years, decolonization. White Europeans colonized America, and the only way we can decolonize it is to bring a bunch of non-white, non-Americans here, non-white, non-European people here.
Sure.
Right? And it's a direct assault on our civilization. They're trying to destroy English civilization, which we are the product of. That's what's happening. There's absolutely no goddamn reason in 2025 that we should have the highest number in our history of foreigners living in this country. With the security concerns globally right now, and the fact that we're $37 trillion in debt, over the last 4 years we brought in like 10 to 20 million illegal immigrants. Right? Not including the ones that were already here, which is another 35. It's unbelievable. Biden allowed an unbridled invasion of America, and it's going to take a decade or two to unfuck this. And I think we should completely shut down all immigration for a minimum of 10 years.
That's what I said. I've said this for years on this show. 10 years. All of it. Just shut it down for 10 fucking years. Fix our own problems that we have here. And move on. When Tulsi Gabbard was on, I said that. And she said 5. She countered with 5. I don't know if you remember when I asked her that, but that's what we have to do. Otherwise, if we're looking at the numbers, of people not having kids, that's the only thing that I can think of like, hey, man,
I don't
need
give a shit.
People and workers and
No,
shit
no.
like that.
So if you don't have, if you have a
look, I agree with you. I just don't know what. Here's what I can't figure out with Biden and this whole thing. They're not voting for him. They're not. Most of the Latinos that are coming to this country are voting Republican. So what you're going to lose more elections if that happens.
later on, when they start voting.
Correct.
In the meantime, you pour them into high density population areas that already vote Democrat, but they can't vote, so their vote doesn't matter. But they do add to the population, which gives you more congressional seats. That's how that works.
Okay. But I still think, these guys are going to end up voting Republican here.
15 years from now, maybe, if they even stay in the country. But
I know.
But for this past election and the next two, they're going to be in high-density population areas. And when you look at Bob, pull up the congressional districts around Houston really quickly, just so I can show what this looks like in practical terms. But anytime in a fucking major U.S. city, it's blue in the center, and then you see shades of red around the periphery, right?
So there's Houston right there, yeah?
Yep. Yeah. So can you find it, like, blocked off by voter, like by Republican and Democrat? Because this isn't helpful. But, like, not that I give two fucks about this guy, but Crenshaw's district that kind of wraps around Houston, you put a bunch of illegal immigrants in that area, and a congressional district is like 780,000 people. That's how they block them off. So you put them in there, and that congressional district gets bigger, right? So zoom in on that around Houston. His district is that big one on the top left, or top right, right?
Okay.
That one right there, I think. So you dump a bunch of illegal immigrants into that blue spot right there, and now that blue spot has way more than just that amount of people, so it expands farther out, and you cannibalize some of that, what do you call it, the suburban areas right there. And Crenshaw's district gets smaller, or it moves farther out.
Well, a flip side of that to Texas would be that the Republican House draws the districts, so they would, and they do portion it out in a way that advantages them the same way Democrats do in California.
They can try, right? They can try, but there's a limit to it. There's a limit to that. They've had to look at the districts now versus 5 years ago, right? The districts that were there, like Crenshaw's district 5 years ago, wrapped around like the entire west side of Houston.
Yeah, it was a very weird fucking map, dude.
Yeah. So this is how you do it. Like, it's not about them voting. It's about redistricting congressional seats without having to even be in charge of the state house and the state you're in. That's what's happening.
Do you think they play the song when they lift up the gate if you go past?
What song?
This is how we do it. God, that was almost pitch perfect recording quality, I think. Bob, do we have that?
What?
I actually might lay that track down later. I mean, that was just...
You're going to have to do it yourself so we don't get dinged, right?
Okay, we'll probably get a copyright thing.
Damn, they just nuked the video with how well you did.
Did they? God damn it, man. I mean, that was off the cuff, too. But still recording quality. My God, man. I haven't heard that song in 20 years either. But yeah, this is... if this is the grand plan overall... one, it sucks. Two, these people will end up voting repube later on.
You can't say that though, because if this is a 15-year, 20-year plan, then the left will change its priorities and messaging to speak directly to those people.
I don't think you can.
Then.
It's religious.
Nope.
It's religious.
Nope. Yep. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
How would the left do it?
2012, Barack Obama standing on stage saying, if you're in this country illegal, you got to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah. No, I know.
Running for re-election, not for election.
Totally.
For re-election. You've got to get the fuck out. If any Democrat got on stage saying that right now, they would have a 0% chance of winning.
How did it change so quickly, though?
Because that's how fucking American politics works now.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, and it'll happen again.
Because by the way, I agree with you on all this shit. I'm just saying, I don't think personally their plan for this last 4 years of doing all this bullshit is going to work for the long run.
I mean, they've done it before.
Short term, yes.
They did it before.
Long term, no.
They just did it. They opened up the floodgates and Obama won, and then went hard anti-immigration and Obama too, and didn't get a bad rap on immigration again until Biden.
Yeah.
Right? So a full 4 years after that. They had a good 8 years to include Trump where immigration wasn't a bad issue for them. They'll figure out, this is their plan, I guarantee you.
Yeah. We'll see what happens here, man. But I think, just looking at the numbers, and who knows if any of these fucking polls or things are real here, so take it with a grain of salt. But it says like 79% of Americans approve of the job that Trump is doing on the border. I don't know how you can go back to the old system anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
Even if let's say Vance lost in 28.
Well, here's the thing: we still haven't passed any federal legislation. Not one thing, not one bill has been passed.
No shit. So what's the bill you'd pass then? I'd like to see the 10-year one.
That's what I would target. Yeah, I would also upgrade the INA, the Immigration Naturalization Act, to include specific requirements on assimilation. I don't give a fuck about N648 medical waivers or any of this shit. You will speak English.
Yep.
And you will speak it proficiently, or you'll get the fuck out, period, right? You will do, Canada used to have a program like this. You have to find a U.S. citizen that can be verified and who goes through a background check process, who signs a document. This is what Canada does for immigrants. They sign a document, say they are responsible for you for 10 or 20 years financially. You can never go on welfare. Ever. That person is responsible for you financially. If you can't find somebody like that, then fuck you. You're not coming here. We're not taking leeches.
Yeah.
And then I also like, to some degree, it's abusable. So I think it should be a sunset law that ends with Trump's administration. But this idea of selling permanent residence to rich people.
For $5 million?
Yep. Rich people don't come here and do fucked up shit. They might come here and do illegal shit. Cheat stocks and whatever the fuck else, then we'll arrest them for it. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
And we got their $5 million already, and we'll seize all their assets and fuck them.
Yes.
Right? But it'll be very easy to tell who the potential terrorists are coming here. That it's like fuck, get the fuck. There's not if some fucking dude with no shoe shows up in line from Yemen with a $5 million check, well, definitely don't let that guy in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is very obvious. So I think that's a good plan too.
And it's a flex. That Trump gold card that you get with that.
Yeah.
Imagine dropping that at a bar, dude.
I think you raise it to 10 mil though.
Okay.
Set the standard high.
All right.
And it's not even about raising the money. It's about getting people who actively want to invest in the country, because the price for admission is assimilation. You come here and become American. That's it.
Yeah.
And if that's not your plan, if your plan is to come here and argue on behalf of Somalia or fucking Gaza or Ireland, I don't give a fuck who it is. Most of the funding for the IRA during the war with Britain came from the United States. Most of it. We should have kicked every single one of those fucking people out of here. Unacceptable, right?
Yeah.
We should have kicked them all out. And now we need to kick all these fucking people out too.
We did get some great music out of it, though. Cranberries.
Yeah, but they did it in Ireland. It didn't. She didn't write that song here.
No, but it went global. She thought local, and then it went globally. So, and that was nice. And I also think just one more thing on that Trump gold card. If you are able to get one and afford it,
I might buy one.
Free apps at Applebee's.
Well,
okay?
You got to do better than Applebee's.
No, you don't. Those pea skins. Those fucking pea skins are crispy, dude. Extra sour cream. Get them right at the bar for you, friend. I got a Trump gold card. That'll be free for me. Fuckface. Next up is our next sponsor, firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. Look at this beautiful box. I just took my microfractures, as I was doing underneath the desk over here. You thought I was jacking off, didn't you? Nope. Taking my microfractures, dog. This little box got 30 pouches in it, all the essential vitamins you need throughout the day. Let's face it, we all don't eat the way we need to, work out the way we need to, although I did this morning on a daily basis. But we got to have the proper vitamins inside of us. It's got the big 6 in it, antioxidants, CoQ10s, multivitamins, fruits and veggies, probiotics, and the good old EFAs. But I was saying at the top of the show, they're not just a microfracture company. They also get this protein. Look at this fucking empty stick here. This level 1 bar. My God, man, these are the best in the biz, dude. Best in the biz. These new caramel ones. Andy, Frisella, Ryan Riggle, you're knocking it out of the park, man. Can't stop eating this shit. Flying through the boxes here. There's not even many left on my desk, you fucking cocksuckers. But they've also got it in powder as well. I've had it dry scooped. It's delightful. The strawberry one's my fave, to be honest with you. Their meat sticks are lights out as well. Don't sleep on their energy drinks, man. God damn, those are good. And those are about to go nationwide. However, you can order them online right now. All the products that I mentioned at firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. It's First Form, spelled with a 1. That is 1 STPHORM. Firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. Where, as always, you're going to get free shipping on orders over $75. Next up, the VA secretary ain't messing around. The Department of Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins accused a reporter of spreading rumors and innuendo about the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE, actions at the agency in an interview that went viral on social media. The clip posted to X account on Tuesday. Collins confronted military.com reporter Patricia Keim about her February 5th article entitled Elon Musk aide is now working at VA and accessing its computer systems.
Bob,
so we have this interview?
Yeah, you can just pull up that Fox link and
I haven't seen it.
I think it's the first Twitter entry in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you want to do is pull it up and then click it. This is how we do it. That was, man, it wasn't a good one. Fuck.
You should have quit when you were ahead.
I know. And I fucking just realized it, dude. It just dawned on me right now. I should have just left it, man. Fuck, dude. I pressed it. I'm sorry, you guys.
Patricia, I really need to know. One of the things that I've been finding, we got into it a little.
The fuck is that Mexican
One of the
music?
issues that we're having.
Hey, Bob, there's something else playing in the background there, bro.
Fox News every fucking time.
Come on,
dude.
man. It's a fucking... That's a Johnny Cash song we're going to get dinged from.
But I do have a second thing, Patricia, I really need to know. One of the things that I've been finding, we got into it a little bit in the discussion, but one of the issues that we're having is, and it's something here, I need your help on something. I need your help because all I seem to be doing lately is fighting back against innuendo and rumor stories. And this is what I seem to be fighting about all the time. In fact, Patricia, part of it is with you.
I'm sure.
And I just need your help because when you start headlines with, there's a rumor going around and that we've heard that hurts my veterans. That scares my veterans. That scares my employees because it's not true. Will you commit to not doing that in the future?
Well, there was a DOGE representative that day.
I have a VA employee who is our DOGE liaison. You knew that and you could ask that question.
I did ask that
But
question.
when you got the answer. But my question here is, I need you to commit to not starting off rumors began circulating.
I mean,
Well,
that's
if it's either true or false, Patricia, and then you go to Patty Murphy, saying that we've heard and we have DOGE may have barged into the VA today. Unconfirmed hearsay. You know what you'd have done if I was a member of Congress and probably done that? Unconfirmed report. But you didn't put unconfirmed report.
Right.
So, Patricia, I want to work together with you.
Okay.
But I need you to commit to me that you're not going to do this.
I'm working on it, and I have been trying. Oh, actually, I have another question based on that.
You can cut this. I'm working on being a good journalist and not just printing fucking rumors.
I'm working on it.
That's an interesting rebuttal to that, to be honest.
And I'm not gay. I'm just from Atlanta. I like Doug Collins.
She's a woman. She's got the voice.
No, the dude.
Oh,
He's
Doug?
got a nice little gay voice there. He's got a nice little Atlanta voice.
He's definitely not
I'm
from
not gay.
either of
I'm
those
just
places.
from Atlanta.
Aside from not taking anyone's nonsense, he also happens to be getting a lot of shit done at the VA, despite what alarmists, including this reporter, are harping on about people getting fired and such. Collins and DOGE have already found, after reviewing only 2% of all available contracts from the VA, of the 90,000 contracts they have. So they've reviewed 2% so far and found $900 million in waste already. That's DEI stuff. It's duplicate contracts. Like they're paying. They found like dozens of open contracts for millions of dollars that were identical and paying different contractors to do the same job. No idea how the fuck that happens.
$900 million.
Not so far. They've reviewed 2% of their contracts and found $900 million in waste.
Where's it going?
To DEI projects.
There you go.
To duplicate contracts, like I just said.
My God, dude, I want some. All right, I gotta I gotta crack one open. I want some of this money, dude. I mean, it seems like it's super fucking easy just to get a couple $1 billion, like a Stacey Abrams. You know, all you have to do is just open up an LLC, and then you can get a couple $1 billion sent to you.
Yeah, they're also firing a bunch of the wobbly wheels, but also intimated they have the intention to hire people to fill any roles that are necessary. Collins made a great point in a video he released the other day on his Twitter, where he says that we've historically measured success at the VA by how many people it employs and how much money it spends, rather than just how many veterans it actually helps. So this DEI bullshit is over. We're going to find all these stupid contracts. We're only 2% through so far. They're going to find billions and billions and billions of dollars that have been wasted that were supposed to go to veterans. They're all going to be eliminated. We're going to remove inefficient employees and replace them with people that are outstanding employees, because that's what veterans deserve, because they fought for this country. And if I have anything to do with it, we're going to use some of this newfound treasure to completely transform the way the VA addresses men's health, particularly hormones, peptides, and diet. Because as I've mentioned many, many times on this show, those three things are the number one predictors of suicide. The number one predictors. Hormone imbalances, bad diet, stuff like that. We could fix that easily. All it costs is money. And we have it. So, the end.
Yeah. That'd be great. What do you call those little dough rollers for baking?
It's a rolling pin.
Well, rolling pin. I like to use that for people's penises as well to help stretch them out. Just because you want to get that length back as you get older, you know? You feel like you're losing an inch?
No.
I do, dude. I feel like I'm losing an inch here. God damn it, dude. Next up, the government has got to shrink. In 2023, the U.S. job market experienced a trend where nearly 25% of all job gains were attributed to government's positions, underscoring a significant reliance on public sector employments to sustain economic growth. According to a new research project by Apollo Academy, that trend actually covered a full 2-year period at the tail end of the Biden administration. Huge shock. The development is particularly striking given the broader context of the alleged thriving economy. We all remember that bullshit from Jean-Luc Picard, marked by the impressive job additions and the robust performance of the tech sector. Remember? Just say that all the time behind the podium up there. We also remember the jobs numbers getting massive revisions 3 months after any increase. The surge in government jobs reveals a nuanced landscape of employments, raising questions about the sustainability and quality of job growth. Man, we've been saying this for years on this show about shrinking the fucking government. It appears to be happening, at least right now. Do you think that's permanent?
No. It'll, as long as taxation exists, government will find a way to take more of your money. But this is a really big problem. It's the cause of most of our problems, actually. Employment gains in governments over the last couple of years has spanned federal, state, and local, obviously. I'll say this one final time, or one more time. The government doesn't make money. They steal money, right? If our largest employer in the country is the government, we will fail. And that is precisely why we're failing. The largest employer is the government. The government takes your money that you would otherwise be saving, spending to start a business, investing, spending in the economy, however you see fit. They take it away from you, and they pay people who add no value, no monetary value, not 1 cent. That's what government is. And it can't continue. We can't go through a 2-year period where 25% of all new jobs are government jobs. That's fucking crazy.
Right.
That's worse. That's actually worse than 2001 and 2 with the Department of Homeland Security, which is the largest expansion of the federal government in history. This included all levels of government. 25% of all new jobs. And then, of course, Congress is fucking stupid. They're just so dumb. On it doesn't matter which house it is. They're just so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, let's get into it with this CR bill. Is the government going to shut down?
I hope so. I sincerely hope so. I don't care about the government. I just want it to go away. But Bob, if you click on this link, once again, House Democrats are posting the exact same message over and over again.
Yes.
Somebody screenshot all of them and put them all in a row in this video. Put this up on
Yeah,
here.
go ahead and play this.
Just play this. It's like 50 House Democrats, of which that's a quarter. 25% of all House Democrats, including their fucking specific Twitter page, all posted exactly the same talking points.
Copy and paste. Copy and paste.
Obviously, it's to show that they stand together.
Yeah. It's to show that they're fucking lazy, dude. I mean, that's just a copy and paste right there. I don't recognize any of these people either.
Yeah, they're all randos. You don't know 99% of the people in Congress. No one does.
You're a
You
liar.
shouldn't know people in Congress.
You're
to
a
be
liar. I probably know 30 of them.
If somebody's around or loud enough in Congress for you to get to know them, I think they've been there too long.
You ever done coke with a congressman? Anybody?
I have, yes.
Yeah, same here.
With a Democratic congressman, actually.
Really?
From Wisconsin.
No shit.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I was in North Carolina. Okay. Interesting.
You could probably figure that out.
Yeah, well, both of us probably. If you've been listening to the show since day one.
But also, you know, part of this is like you ask yourself kind of incredulously, I guess, can they really be this stupid? Well, it turns out they can. Up to a dozen members of Congress reportedly have mental faculties so diminished they can no longer do their jobs. This is not to include the drunk ones. There's no question that somewhere between 6 and a dozen of my colleagues are at one point are at a point where I think they don't have the faculties to do the job. This is from Jem Himes, who's a Democrat from Connecticut. One of his Republican colleagues confirmed this and said, I have a difficult time sometimes telling between the deterioration of members and a handful who are just not very smart.
Yeah.
After Biden's 24 campaign, its spectacular collapse due to his age-related cognitive issues, this has come into more focus. You remember Feinstein, she was making votes on the House floor at the same time that she had signed over power of attorney to her daughter.
Yeah.
She was still voting. And there's a hot mic where she's like, what am I voting on?
Yep.
What's happening here?
She died, right?
Yeah, like shortly after that. So the United States Congress is the world's most prestigious senior center. Richie Torres, Democrat from New York, equipped to the post. Some lawmakers claimed late-night votes in the House are rarely cast entirely sober. That's not surprising.
Dude, I saw that firsthand, man.
Yeah, every time we do an 11 p.m. vote, a minority of the chamber has zero blood alcohol content.
Yeah.
It's
100% true.
DC is a very boozy town.
It is.
And after like 7 p.m., it gets super boozy.
Dude,
I mean, even if you're not going out.
I know.
Go to your office, have a couple glasses of bourbon. You're like, what?
Yeah.
We got to go do what?
Yeah, well, honestly, when you work 12 to 16 hours a day, regardless if you consider it work or not, people will fucking have. I'll have a drink.
Look at this.
I will
dude.
have a drink.
Here it goes. Boom. I'm having one right now. Bob, but this is a true story. So last time when I was at the inauguration, I think you had a meeting to go to. So Jesse and I went to Joe's, that Stone Crab place, which is my favorite restaurant in the United States. There's only like 4 of them. And there is a secret back pathway to get the congressmen back to where they are. And I was sitting over there. I saw them got absolutely fucking obliterated, dude. Like obliterated. And I asked the bartender, I was like, dude, how often does this happen? And he goes, every fucking night, dude.
Well, in England, they still have these. I don't know how much they're used anymore, but there are bars in England that only members of the intelligence community and the House of Commons are allowed in.
No shit.
Yeah. And there's they've kind of, there have been a couple of instances in movies and shit over the years where they've captured it, but it's like Hollywoodified. Like there's which movie is it? Fuck, I can't remember. It might have actually been in that Sherlock series on BBC. But there was one that was all former intelligence people, and you're not allowed to speak.
No shit.
At all inside the place. That's a real place. It's not quite as stringent as they made it to be in the series, but that's a real place.
That's sweet.
Where there's a back room where you can have conversations and shit, but in the main hall you're not supposed to talk.
I like that.
Yeah, that I feel like not that I don't want transparency in DC, but more than that, what I don't want are people with security clearances having conversations over booze with a fucking Chinese spy sitting 5 feet from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? We can't have bars that you need a security clearance to get into. I don't understand that.
I know. Yeah, these motherfuckers were out in public, and like I saw 3 or 4 different congressmen walk in, and man, they were splashing in the fucking booze all night. I was like, all right, cool, man. I mean, I was, but I'm not a goddamn congressman. You know what I'm saying? I was just there with my wife having a nice meal at Joe's. But yeah, they fucking rage. Let me ask you last question about this. Do they get to expense all that?
There's a budget for certain things. Yeah, I don't know how all that works.
Dinners and all that other shit.
I don't. I think Congress gets a per diem, right? I don't know about the staff, but Congress gets a per diem.
Okay.
And I assume they can spend it on whatever they want.
Yeah, just curious. Well, it's booze. Booze is what they're spending.
Maybe they do make them fly coach now.
No, I wouldn't do that. God, imagine going from Oregon to DC and coach.
Yeah, I mean you can fly. The amount that they travel, you should be using points to upgrade to first, though. It shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Sometimes first is booked, man. You put me on a fucking coach flight from Oregon and DC, I'm gonna end up topless like that black chick the other night.
There was a better one today.
What was that one?
Some dude swallowed his rosary and then started fighting the flight attendants.
Let's see that.
Because he's on a mission from God or some shit. I don't know.
That's great. What's on what airline?
It was American, yeah.
Here we go. Pop it up.
This Savannah flight bound for Miami hit turbulence just moments after takeoff, and we're not talking about the skies.
Myself and my friend were talking. We're like, we could have to take this guy down.
Started violently shaking and screaming moments after takeoff. Rosenberg says the crew and passengers initially thought Augustin was having a seizure.
He started stomping his feet violently, like heavily, and screaming. It was kind of a chant. He was talking about devils and possession, and it was like you have to kind of see it to believe it. Destroyed this other man's seat. Like he kicked it and punched it and just buckled the seat completely over. He just charged the front doors of the plane, like swinging wildly.
That's when Rosenberg, his friend, and another man took Augustin down. Rosenberg says Augustin swallowed rosary beads while on the ground and was gripping onto his sister during the takedown.
She had a bun in her hair, and he grabbed hold of her bun in her hair, and he grabbed hold of her pants and wouldn't let her go. So they tased him once, twice, 3 times. He still didn't let go. At that point, they had to cut the woman's hair to make him let go.
Holy
shit. Says Augustin was arrested while his sister sang what sounded like hymns.
That was a very...
He was singing old spirituals.
Yeah.
We shall overcome. He's overcoming gravity.
Oh, my Lord, 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 Lord. That's from Glory. That was pitch perfect, though. Fuck, I'm back. Fuck you, Bob. I'm back, baby. Record that. Chop that up and record it, dude.
So I'm going to be on, including, I've got a connector too. So 1, 2, 3, 4 flights between tomorrow and Monday.
Okay.
And as far as in-flight entertainment goes, it doesn't get much better. It's either this or a podcast, right?
No.
And there ain't no podcast like that.
Sure ain't.
Like watching a grown man swallow a fucking rosary.
Sure ain't, dude. I have to send my wife and kids. They're on spring break. They're going to see Gampy and Gammy, but the only one to Burbank because they live up in Ojai. There is Southwest. It's the only nonstop. So they're on that. I hope this shit didn't happen. Jesus Christ! It's a lot of Southwest and Spirit.
I think Jagger will get him.
So do I.
I think he'll get in there and get in the mix.
See the fucking blood on his face today?
Yeah.
Yeah, they let him out of school, and he was like, "I'm fine, Dad. I'm fine." I was like, "All right."
He didn't seem to care.
He scored like 9 goals on fucking Saturday. He's in football too. So yeah, I let him charge the fucking cockpit. All right, let's see if you can stop that little fucker. It's my own child. Next up, Hadwise, we got AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. If you're a homeowner out there, listen up. Hear my words, okay? Last 4 years have been they've been tough. We've had to reach for our plastic aka the credit cards, more than we want to, more than we should. Tax season's coming up here. God damn it, dude. We a month away from taxes again. Can we stop this shit?
No.
Why? Can't it just shut down the IRS? I'm all done with this bullshit.
I mean,
dude.
we went from getting rid of the IRS to no taxes on people under 150K real quick.
God damn it, man.
Although, what's his nuts? Lutkin's out there still saying that we're going to replace. What he wants to do is charge a 20% fee for anybody to interact with our economy, and that would completely replace internal revenue.
That'd be awesome, dude. Because unfortunately, we're all fucking struggling out there. American Financing is a family-owned company. It's been around for 25 years. What they do is use your home equity, take that out, give it to you to pay off the credit cards and all that other bullshit. Let's face it. I talked about this, yesterday or the day before. Interest rates on credit cards are crazy, dude. It's between 23, 27% right now. However, your house is at like 6.5%. So you can take that money out, pay off the credit cards, and then pay that off at 6%. Customers on average are saving about $800 a month. When they call them, American Financing, they don't charge any upfront or hidden fees to find out how much you can save, and you might be able to close in as fast as 10 days, and you may be able to delay up to 2 mortgage payments, creating more savings up front. They've helped hundreds of thousands of homeowners create meaningful savings. Check out their Google reviews, lights out. We used them 3 times, shit in the past. Right now is the time to get your financial house in order right before taxes are due. I'm sure you're seeing the same numbers that we are doing taxes, man. So check out AmericanFinancing.net/DrinkinBros or call 866-887-2275 to learn how homeowners are saving $800 a month on average. NMLS 182334. You can check them out at www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. As always, Bob posts these in the YouTube description and the audio description as well. Next up, Congress is full of literal retards.
Nope. We just did that one.
Did we? It seems like we're always saying they're retards, man.
You can talk about it again.
All right.
There's no shortage of this stupidity, to be honest. One of my favorites, and it was from, the Post did a story from both sides of the aisle. They asked for pubes and Dems, and they all had funny shit to say. It's like everybody's drunk, and there's like a dozen people in Congress who are too old to even think anymore.
All of them are. All of them are.
Nicole,
but I didn't hear you say retards.
Maliotakis, maybe. This
not gonna work here anymore.
She's a congresswoman from, which is a weird word to be honest, from New York, Repube. She says, I would say DC is more like Veep.
Yeah, the show,
which makes me happy, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me happy because it actually affects like our day-to-day shit here. But
the Repubes control the House, so I think they can have they are the chair and dominant force on the Rules Committee. They could change the rules of the House probably to make it such that you have to take a fucking cognitive test.
Yeah, but I mean, look, if we're really getting into this here, did you see Rogan yesterday saying, hey, man, I endorsed you. I voted for you. I love you. But you've got to take back what you said about Thomas Massey. Stop doing that bullshit to Trump. Mm-hmm. He's the only sane one there. So, like, let's get into this fucking CR thing. So Dems are going to say no to this potential shutdown of the government, everything else. You said on this show, and I agree with you, that if we pass this goddamn thing for all these fucking retards, it's going to eliminate all the money that Doge is saving us now.
It will in the short term, yeah. And what Trump and the people who agree with him are saying is that they can, after this fiscal year, they can vote on what's called a reconciliation budget bill in the Senate. And that only requires 50 votes, 51, whatever. The Senate doesn't have, or I'm sorry, the Dems don't have 50, obviously, so it would be 50 votes. That's all they would need to pass that. But this is the same story we hear over and over again. We played the video from Massey yesterday.
Yeah.
The shiny ball that they attach to this fucking bullshit is, oh, we're going to get cuts. If you just do this, we'll get cuts.
Right.
And not only do they remove the cut out of it, there was supposed to be 8% cuts attached to this one. the deal that under Kevin McCarthy that Thomas Massie agreed to before, and this is the House, not the Senate, but the deal he agreed to was that if they go beyond, if they have to raise the debt limit on a CR again, then it triggers an automatic 1% cut on all federal budget.
Okay.
Which happens in April.
Okay. Oh.
But it happens after the CR. Right?
Okay.
On purpose. And part of the CR is to remove that provision.
Well, why
so
why
it won't happen.
Okay,
so they're
well, help me understand this. Why are Democrats blocking it right now?
Because there are some they want to add to the budget.
Oh, they want to add to it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know that part. That part I didn't know.
Yeah, they want to add to the budget. There's like 4 different things that they're asking for right now. They're trying to negotiate, and they may get some of them because of the Senate. I don't know if they will because of the House, though. I mean, you have to, if the Senate revises the bill and votes on it and it passes somehow, it still has to go back to the House and pass, which I don't know if it would. If it includes some wild shit, like Rand was the only one, I think, in the repubes in the House that didn't vote for it.
Rand Paul?
Yeah. Or no, I'm sorry, in the Senate, and then Massey in the House. I think if there's like some weird shit that gets added to it to try to pass it in the Senate, which they would have the votes to do because there's a lot of neocons in the Senate, the House would probably reject it. I think Chip Roy wouldn't vote for it, and a number of other guys.
Okay.
So it's a showdown now. We'll see how it goes.
Well, Bob, I just sent you a video here because this is a fun one. This will go back to yesterday's show with Thomas Massey here, how it's all just theater and political theater and all that shit, and how the Democrats themselves have said we can't shut down the government, Now, obviously, they want to shut it down, but you're saying it's for more spending, right?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and play this clip.
Republicans are marching America to a painful government shutdown. What we need traditional Republicans to break with MAGA extremists so we can keep the government open.
Republican shutdown will cost 6,306 of her constituents their paychecks.
Put the bill on the floor for an up or down vote so we can end this MAGA Republican nightmare. And if you don't, you own this government shutdown.
And we could put the threat of a shutdown behind us. Our agreement would keep the government open, provide emergency aid for communities battered by hurricanes and other natural disasters.
It's about the harm that House Republicans will do to the American people if the government shuts down.
This is exactly what he was talking about.
Said to me, they feel like they have a mandate from their constituents to shut down the government.
There are some raising the possibility of shutting down the government in March.
We will use whatever power we have, and fundamentally, we're not going to vote for something that undermines the American people.
To withhold votes, do Democrats have the stomach?
I certainly hope so. I know that I'm not going to vote for their proposal.
This one
for
is
sure.
a complete fake retard, by the way. Jasmine Crockett, have you seen?
Oh, I hate her so
much.
much.
Have you seen her interviews from before she was in Congress?
So yes,
Sounds
look,
like a
if
white.
we have to take steps.
That's a totally affected fake accent.
Shutdown is looming.
If we
Kamala
don't
Harris did.
believe that we have a willing partner on the other side, then we need to stay united and not bail out President Trump.
And yet, at the same time, in order for a lot of voters to fully understand what Elon Musk and Donald Trump are doing, people
this bitch is
are
on CNN
unfortunately
now.
going to have to feel some of that.
She's the
only way
worst.
that
She's on
happens is
that with the
the
white man.
shutdown
He's
happens.
the only white dude on that show. So why was it so important not to shut down the government then, but now they want to do it now?
Nothing is ever real.
I know.
Ever. So here's what the Senate Dems want. They want a 1-month continuing resolution, not 6.
Okay.
Because they want to continue negotiating for a larger bill. 2, they want to restore the non-defense spending cuts, which would raise the raise spending overall. What the Republicans did was they cut non-defense discretionary spending by $13 billion, but they boosted military by 6 and then VA by 6. So they just offset it. The budget's the same.
Okay.
They're not cutting. They made no cuts, not one cut that actually exists. They cut some places and just filled it back in elsewhere. They've asked for guardrails on executive power, which is mostly about Elon Musk. they want to be able to stop him from doing everything he's doing, slashing budgets unilaterally, basically, which they don't have the right to even ask for that.
No.
They want bipartisan input on whatever the fuck instead of take it or leave it stuff. And this is the Senate playing its position, right? I think that Republicans should kill the filibuster, the nuclear option, as it's called, kill it. Pass all the shit you want, and then vote to reinstall it. Because fuck these guys.
Yeah.
If you really believed in what you were doing, you would do it. I don't care about fair. And then specific program shit, too. They're asking for like $23 billion for this, and $2 billion for this, and $6 billion for this, and blah, blah. It's just, this is the game being played, really. But we'll see what happens. I mean, the tomorrow night at midnight is when the government shuts down.
Really?
Yeah.
Tomorrow
night at midnight.
Tonight at midnight, we got the blood moon.
Mm-hmm.
Excited about that?
That's tomorrow, I think.
Is it really? I thought it's tonight's.
Maybe it might be tonight. No, I think it's the 14th.
I think it's Friday.
Yeah,
Is it Friday?
Yeah.
I'm all juiced off of that blood.
Well, you
moon.
can't tell sometimes with astronomical events because if it's like 2 a.m., then it would be tonight. But I think it starts at like 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I got a shit ton of Jergens today from CVS. I can't wait for that fucking blood moon, dude. I want to hear Jasmine Crockett talking whites. Let me just enter that in.
Bob can find it. It's easy to find.
She used to speak white? Oh, here we go, Bob. I'll DM you. I found it real quick. Look at that. God damn, I'm awesome. Fuck me, dude. What a day for me today. Have a day, Ross. Give yourself a pat on the back, brother. God damn, dude. There we go. Let's hear this bitch. I hate her so much.
Well, it's good to see you in the new year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up when there was a need.
Listen, he up there, he's spewing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we ain't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't, you know.
But when she called me and said, I think it's time.
Man, we bullshit. We all up in that motherfucker, man. We chilling, dog. Trumps, man, Trumps.
I believe that's called code switching.
Yeah, we don't like code switching around here, all right? You're hijacking my culture.
Bob, Delco, rather, what's it called? I know that's called code switching. What's it called when you forget to press the chirp button?
Well, I did it before, but yeah.
There we go.
I don't want to hear it before. I want to hear it during.
During is when we
No, I mean, I did it while she was talking.
Never again.
I know, but we keep going. We keep going. We keep persisting, okay?
Can you just make a chirp that doesn't stop?
Exactly, dude.
If you want that to be the whole show, I can do that.
It's 2 hours of chirp.
2 hours of chirping would be great. I find it
sporadically.
Soothing. By the way, this is a true story. So the listeners, by the way, have come up with a theory, and I want to ask everybody involved here. Dead serious. They think the chirping for all these black people's interviews all over the country is that EBT cards do not cover batteries. Is that true or false?
No, that's stupid.
Is it real or not?
First of all, they do.
Oh, they do cover batteries?
Yeah.
Okay.
But also,
Bob, can you look it up? I'm just asking, dude. I'm asking a question.
No.
No, they don't cover batteries.
I got no. But
fuck you, dude. The listeners were right.
They're not right. That's just because EBT cards don't cover batteries doesn't mean anything.
It sure does.
No, it doesn't.
You got to replace the battery, bro.
Yeah, you certainly do. You certainly do. But most black people are not on fucking welfare.
Hey, I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying we happen to be seeing a lot of videos with the chirping noise going down, and potentially this makes sense. I'm finding a solution to the problem here. So yeah, all right. God damn it, Delco. Son of a bitch. It took a long time to get back to my single, bro. But yeah, I think that's it.
Chat.
What's that?
I said I'm interacting with the chat.
Oh, you are? Okay, good. So yeah, I think there's something to it. That's all I'll say. So sometimes the stereotypes are true, okay? Yeah. Like white people do dumb fucking shit all the time.
They certainly do, and a lot of white people have chirping smoke alarms as well. Quite a few. As a matter of fact, I've been in many of their homes.
Oh yeah, and white trash areas.
There's not one chance. If Gary has a functioning smoke alarm in his house, there's not one chance that it's functioning properly.
Gary Faust?
Yes.
Is he here still?
He's back there intermittently laughing loud enough to be heard on camera.
Why would we ever, throw stones from our glass house when literally every house I go into or apartment I move into, I rip them down.
Yeah.
Why you do that?
My own house, I do.
You know that invalidates your insurance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you say when your $100,000 worth of stuff is gone.
Worth it, Delco.
I'm not replacing.
It's that noise, man. I'm one of those people. I can't fucking hear noises.
You know what you can do is replace the battery, like you were just saying, which is what I do. But here's the problem: you've got to be patient. I didn't know this, especially the ones in apartments, but also in nicer, newer homes that are plugged into actual electricity. The battery is a backup, actually, right? So it's run through the electricity in your home or in the apartment.
Interesting.
And it goes on a multi-minute cycle, depending on what type of device it is. Sometimes it's 75 seconds. Sometimes it's up to 5 minutes, right? Which means you replace the battery and it keeps chirping. I found this out the hard way after almost destroying my entire home.
Oh, dude.
I was so mad because there's two in my house. You've been in my house. The first hallway on the left and then the one down the way there where the media room is, that hallway, there's one in each. And I couldn't tell which one it was coming from, and I kept replacing the batteries, and they kept chirping. Oh my God, it's the angriest I've probably ever been.
I ripped them all out of my one house in North Carolina when we lived there. I ripped them all out and put them in the fucking shed out back.
I can't do that though because I like knowing if my house is on fire or not. So
I can smell it.
I finally spent like 20 minutes on the internet looking it up. And there wasn't like some huge Reddit thread on it or anything. I had to get deep to find it. And it turns out that they run on a multi-minute cycle of some sort, which means you can replace the battery and it'll keep chirping for another 2 to 5 minutes until it resets.
Oh,
and then it goes away. So you've got to replace the battery. This is just advice for you so you don't burn your own home down.
Yeah.
And I don't mean because of the fire. I mean because of your anger.
Yeah.
Replace the battery and wait 5 minutes. And if it doesn't stop chirping, then you got a bad battery.
Okay. Gare Bear, how many fucking fire alarms or smoke alarms are going off in your house? What? How many smoke alarms are going off in your house right now? Grab me a watermelon hard AF, by the way, while you're back there. Thanks. For the big guy. It's for the big guy. It's Thursday, dude. It's March Madness. It's for the big guy. How many smoke alarms? 2, you said? 2. He's got 2 going off.
Are they chirping right now?
Are they chirping right now? Come on in, camera.
When's the last time you put a battery in one of them?
Piece of shit. There you go, right here. Into the big guys, Mike.
My mom replaced.
Lean down. There you go.
My mother replaced all of the batteries.
And you're
She
how?
was in town like 2 months.
You're how old?
32.
And you just had a cookie dough first form bar, didn't you? I can smell it. I can fucking smell it on you.
No, it was a peanut butter one.
Oh, was it peanut butter one?
Butter
So close.
Hey,
God damn,
by
we're
the
eating the
way-
shit out of these,
by
by
the
the way.
way,
God.
Big shout out to First Form. I pretty much live off that stuff, so whoever owns that company, you guys are keeping me in good health.
Yeah, Andy for some. Oh, look, we're all huge fans. We mow through these fucking boxes over here. And everybody who comes in the studio is always shocked. They're like, oh, man, you guys with all your own products. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, we wouldn't promote them if we didn't like them. Next up, what will it take to end woke? A nuclear bomb. That's what I think.
I mean, you're seeing it go away in a lot of places. Gavin Newsom started a podcast where he's trying to remake himself as an unwoke bro.
Steve Bannon is his guest today.
Was yesterday,
Yeah. Walt Disney Studios is foregoing the glitz and glamour of the upcoming Los Angeles premiere of its live-action Snow White movie. This thing's been a fucking disaster since the day that it started. Variety reported this week the studio is scaling down the film's red carpet premiere on March 15th, making it smaller events than the typical big-budget premieres. I can already tell you they canceled it. So Martin Kleba, who starred in Range 15 with us, went rage on TMZ. They canceled all of it, and also they shrunk the theater size. So
this is a huge. People don't realize how big of it. I mean, it just.
Oh my God!
It just seems like covering up for wokeness and stuff like that. But the financials behind this, I'm telling you, Disney and other major studios like to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to make the movie in the first place, and then usually an additional 20 on a film this size, 25 to 50 on junkets and advertising.
Correct.
20,
it's called P&A.
P&A. It's called 20. It's 25 to 50 million additional.
This was 50.
They looked at this and they were like, you know what? Nah, we're not even going to spend the money because you were so unlikable. And I don't know how much Gal Gadot played into it.
Both.
But that younger woman that's
Rachel
Zegler.
Zegler.
It's, I'm not going to be saved by some man this time. Like, well, then it's not the same story. Go make a different story about a hero girl.
Yeah. So
what are you doing?
Have you heard the latest? You'll love this. So
I've completely tuned out of this.
Oh, this is the best.
Was Martin the only LP on the whole thing? Didn't they replace they just put one real LP?
I'm not saying LP on the show, midget.
A midge.
I'm saying midget,
yeah.
dude.
I like LP. LP makes
and
me
I
laugh.
love, I work with Martin. I love Martin, dude. And Martin fucks hard, by the way.
The phrase LP, they all do.
He breathes hard and fucks tough.
They all do.
Do you remember his wife? She was a banger, dude.
Yeah.
She was like 5'11".
I'm telling you.
She was a fucking supermodel,
Yeah,
dude.
because they're
Pull up a picture of Martin Kleba, the midget.
Because they're tripods.
God damn it. Oh, yeah, he's got a huge cock.
Yeah.
He's got a huge cock.
A biggin, as we call them in the business.
It.
Yeah.
He's got a huge cock. There he is. Pull him up from Pirates of the Caribbean. A lot of people love that movie. Caribbean, whatever.
You can't pull up the one
off.
from Range 15 because he's got a giant wiener in his hand, and it's
right there
up there on
the set. All right, so there's Martin Kleba. So here's what happened. He was cast in it. They ended up using. There's the dick he bit off from Evan over there. He was cast in the movie. They replaced it with CGI elves. We talked about this in the Ross Patterson Revolution earlier. Bob showed the CGI elves to the people, or the dwarves. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're not even real dwarves.
No.
And it's like some weird mixture of. I mean, it's
no. Now it's CGI. So, so this is what it is. However, they kept their voices. So Martin's voice is in this, and he's pissed off that they canceled the premiere because usually a movie of this size gets a monstrous premiere on Hollywood Boulevard.
You get the premieres, you get all the press junkets,
Chinese Theater,
you get the Comic Cons after that, all that stuff. And then for a guy who's like the stars of the movie get paid really well, but for the other guys, they may make somewhere between like 50 and 150K.
Yeah.
The real money they make is on these ancillary events that happen afterwards.
And hopefully they get to go to Comic Cons and get paid for all this
the
shit.
Comic Con, they're getting paid for all that stuff. And if this movie gets blown up like this, blown up in a bad way, I mean, and there's no appetite for that at the other bigger events downstream, you're stealing money from the little guy, not to use that
there
phrase.
you go.
But,
I love puns. So here's what I can tell you on the inside. This movie total, all in, because they had to reshoot all of this and then
it had to be
CGI
400
of this, $325. $325.
Because they probably started at $220 for the budget and then another $35, $50 for the PA.
So it just kept ramping up and up and up.
My God.
And then here was the last straw, and this is Hollywood eating itself alive. Gal Gadot. She is
Israel.
Correct. Rachel Ziegler signs off every post with Free Palestine. They did not want them on the red carpet together because they would rip each other's faces off. So the two people now fucking hate each other. Snow White's and the evil witch actually hate each other in real life.
I mean, that
which is
didn't
method acting, I guess.
Yeah, that didn't stop Heat from coming out. Michael Mann figured it out because
who did he hate?
Pacino and De Niro hated each other.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that scene of them in the restaurant, they're not even both in that scene. They shot those out separately because they didn't want to be together.
No shit.
Yeah, you never heard the story?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so Michael Mann figured out a way to do it. Heat was one of the most successful movies of the 90s.
Well, you
too.
can just do a tennis ball. So that's easy.
For that, yeah. For this, I mean, there's so much CGI in this, though. Yeah. You didn't have to have them both in the same room at any point, probably. And they probably didn't after a certain period, especially not for the reshoots.
Well,
they definitely didn't for the reshoots because it was already dust. There was a dust up before then.
Do you know how expensive it is, though, to go in and CGI elves over the real scenes and all that other shit?
So that's what I'm saying. They were already doing it. So they probably CGI'd a lot of other stuff, too.
God damn, that's expensive, man. So, yeah, this is going to be...
I mean, that adds another $20, $30 million onto that budget,
easily. Like this is going to be one of the worst bombs in Hollywood history, I think. We'll see what happens this weekend. I mean, look, I think their only saving grace is there isn't anything coming out. So, like, as a parent, yeah, people might take their kids to this, but I'm real fucking
The original budget was $209.
And that's a lie.
Yeah.
So,
well, that was the original budget plus 50 for marketing.
I was going to say, the original budget's $250. Yeah.
So $260 with everything, and they added. Well, I mean, now they're going to save some from P&A, so who knows? Not that they'll never make that amount of money.
The final
back.
number I was told from my buddy was $325.
Yeah, they'll never make that money back. So that means if they're not doing the full P&A, it's let's be conservative and cut it by half down to 25. Right? That means they spent 35, 90 million additional dollars fixing the problems.
Yeah.
90 million.
And the problem is the lead actress. You could have just eliminated that and saved
and the
yourself.
midge stuff.
Yeah,
having to go
remember-
back and CGI all that cost him 20, 30 mil.
Remember they hired tall people because Peter Dinklage bitched?
Yeah.
And I used to dink up all the time, man. I was a huge Dinklage guy. And he fucked him, man. He pulled up the ladder behind him after he fucking midged his way to the top.
It was a tiny little ladder, too.
Sure was, man. It was a step stool.
Yeah.
A motherfucker pulled it up right after him. And he was like, nope, no more roles for midgets. We're all done here.
You can imagine him just dangling off the side.
Oh, fuck
trying
yeah,
to
I
lift
can.
that ladder up.
You ever see him pushing his baby through New York? He's angry as fuck, that guy. Bob, pull it up. Pull up Peter Dinklage, New York City, pushing a stroller. And he's so pissed off all the time. He's just an angry little asshole, that guy. Yeah. Look at him, dude. The fucking baby's the same size as him. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Look at that, dude. You know, it's show the kid, Bob. God damn it, Bob.
They
You're
already
better
put it
than
out in
that.
the world.
You're better than that. But yeah, he's always pissed off, man. And now he just fucked over all these roles for little people, as you
Why
said.
would he be angry? He's rich.
So his exact comment on this movie was, "We're not, dwarves. We should stop, normalizing where Snow White's having dwarves and everything else, and we should change the way this is." And it was like, then grow, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fucking go get a growth spurt. What do you want?
He's
What do you
got the
want?
money.
Yes, he's got more money. He's got more money than fucking Jesus.
They have there's stem cell injections that'll make your wiener bigger now.
I told you this earlier, man. I feel like I've lost an inch, man. I'll go back to that. Last up here, they, them, turtle. All right, a bunch of people in the chat were talking about this. I don't know this story. A member of the state panel advising the director of Oregon's Health Authority on best practices and policies in mental health identifies as a turtle. Is that real?
Oh, it's real.
This is fake news for a reason, because is this a real story?
It's real.
J.D. Holtz, who also goes by J.D. Terrapin. Come on, man. Come on, dude. On Facebook is one of the roughly 24 consumers on the Oregon Health Authority's Consumer Advisory Council. The council, established by administrative status, is appointed by Director Dr. Sahal Hathi, I'm assuming that's Indian. Wish we had that noise. We don't. Who was appointed by Governor Tina Kotek, a Democrat. Huge shock. The purpose of it is to advise him on the state's provision of mental health services, including thorough investigations and reviews of current practices.
Well, for sure, if you're going to start an organization that...
Wait, that's the dude?
That dives into mental health and how to treat people that have mental health problems, you bring in a dude that identifies as a turtle.
Okay.
Right.
And why a turtle?
Because...
Reasons?
Hello, everybody.
Reasons.
It's JD. I use they, them, and turtle for my pronouns. I'm in the Springfield, Eugene area, and I get to be part of the council, Holt said during a December 20th virtual OCAC meeting. Gender Wiki, a website that documents the list of non-binary genders, describes, quote, turtle gender, which is all one word, sometimes called tortoise gender, as a, quote, xenogender identity in which one feels a gendered connection to turtles. One may feel their gender is replaced by a turtle, or their gender is best described with the use of turtles.
Have you ever felt turtle skin on the inside of the shell?
I felt it on the inside of a turtle.
Oh, boy. It's super soft, man.
Yeah.
Super
Not as soft as a dolphin vagina, but it's getting pretty close.
No, it's close enough, though. Yeah, man, whoever the fuck this person is, can we just get him out of here?
Yeah, that's not great.
Just get him out of here, man. I mean, what the fuck are we doing these days? And again, we've said this in the past, but like, how does the Democratic Party fix itself when this is what you're running on? This is who you are. These are your people and everything else. Because if you come out and say something bad against a fucking dude/chick, whoever the fuck this is, who wants to be a turtle, then you're the problem.
No, I mean, the guys. So I don't know if you followed this whole story, but somebody in Congress had a meltdown the other day. That trans dude, because
I love that. I love that one, by the way.
Because the other
McBride
called him a dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna find that clip.
Yeah,
for
and he
you.
was like, "Look, you can do. This is America. You can do whatever you want." I was a Green Beret in the military. This is McBride talking. He was a Green Beret. He said, "I was a Green Beret. I fought for your right to do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Yeah,
like dress up, fantasy, do whatever you want. What you can't ask me to do is participate in your delusion.
Yep."
That's what I won't do. And you can't require me to do that.
No.
That's compelled speech. It's unconstitutional. So they blew up this whole meeting.
Bob, play the clip. I just sent it to you right now via Twitter here. I laughed my dick and balls off because I'm a man. I'm a he, him. All right? As I always have been. Play this clip here.
As the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman? Would you
standard-
repeat what you just said when you introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America? Please.
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this.
You will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
Take your ball, go home, bitch.
Take your dick and balls and go home.
Well, I don't know if he still has them.
No,
actually.
that could be in a jar like Bruce Jenner.
So he went on all the news channels, obviously, afterwards. Not McBride, the other guy. What's his name?
The other dude?
The congressman who was the chairman of this committee. What's his name? I can't remember his name.
Chairman Dennis Villanueva. I just made that up.
It's definitely not that.
Yeah, no idea.
He's a white man who is a Green Beret.
Oh, is he?
Keith Self.
Yeah.
He went on all the news channels. He's like, look, man, what I just said, I fought for your right to do whatever you want. Don't hurt anybody, right?
Yeah.
Don't hurt the country and don't hurt anybody. And wrap yourself in bubble wrap and pee in a thermos and drink it. Dude, this is America. You can do whatever you want. You cannot demand that I participate in your delusion, and I won't. The end.
Won't do
That's
it. That's it. That's all there is to it, okay? Now it's time for the Drinkin Bro of the Week. You can submit at drinkinbros.com. Bob, pull up the site. Pull up the goddamn site today. What do we got up here?
One before we get into all of this, do we have a pube status?
Oh, yeah. Ryan.
No pubes.
What the fuck, dude? The new hire has
It's almost the end of the week.
Shaved his pubes.
Like I'm on a plane tomorrow at noon.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Lopez is coming tomorrow, so maybe I'll
noon 30.
straighten him out.
All right.
I'm on a plane tomorrow at noon 30. That is the official end of the work week is when I'm out of town.
Hey, Ryan, is he back there?
I better have a bag full of pubes.
Where is he? We got to get pubes in a Ziploc bag before he leaves on his flight tomorrow, or we're doing it with a dry razor, okay?
Double bag, and I'm gonna sprinkle them over the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes. And he's going to sing Irish jigs.
My understanding is, well, it is Irish History Month.
It sure is.
My understanding is if I sprinkle enough pubes in the Atlantic Ocean, it'll stop hurricanes forever.
That's what I've heard. That's the rumor.
And I'm looking to buy property out there, so I'm trying to get ahead of this.
Yeah, you sure are. Who's popping their beak in there? Who is that over there, Bob?
Jacob Nickel.
Oh, Jacob Nickel.
Talking about DB of the week.
Yeah, that
we have a
piece of
listener
shit.
who wants to
Did you
come
say
up.
DP of the week?
No,
that's a whole
Jacob
different
Nickel's
thing.
been up a million times. Is there somebody else?
It's not. Yeah, it's someone else.
Okay, great. So I'll tell you what. I'll read the one that was emailed first, and then I'll bring him up here at the end, okay? All right. So go to drinkinbros.com. That gets submitted to us live on air. While you're there, you can buy some of the new merch. Also the Bro Box, which is out now. That's fun. The Irish one rocks. It's got a fucking flask in it, and the T-shirt's amazing here. Doge around and find out. That shirt's been big. Bob, pop up that Gulf of America shirt. We're selling the fuck out of these, dude. And rightfully so.
Wait until you see
Great
next
for
month's
spring
Bro
break,
Box.
dude. Okay.
It's awesome.
I'm amped for it.
It's very funny and also time appropriate.
Yeah, I'm fucking amped for it, dude. So here we go, dude. We got everything glassware, NIL deals, everything's up on the store. Penn State will be there next month. All those Hard AF hats, everything's on the store. Barbecue sets, all of it, dude. We love you guys. Hoodies are the fucking best. And Drinkin Bro submission emails to us live on air. This one is from Matt L., Pennsylvania. He said he's been a listener for 8 or 9 years. He says, I don't know. The drugs ruined my memory. I get it. Nominating Bridget, who's living. I just want to nominate my absolute favorite bitch. We've been together for a few years, and through everything, you've always encouraged me. And through everything, you've always encouraged me and have always been down to take a load. This is his wife he's talking about here. Wow. I've never met a girl who genuinely enjoys being called a cunt, but you'll always be my favorite bitch. Thanks for taking my hair away and keeping my balls empty. I'll love you till the day I die, and hopefully it's from you sitting on my face. Keep up the boss bitch shit, and remember to tell people to fuck off a little bit more. And that's from Matt L. from Pennsylvania. I love that.
That's
beautiful.
You're
beautiful.
Delco, you're the expert here. Where in Pennsylvania is this guy from? Based on
Harrisburg.
If I was to guess?
Yes.
Definitely
not
probably
Harrisburg.
Mechanicsburg.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. That's one of the funniest ones we've gotten.
I mean, that sounds like if you ask AI to write your wedding vows.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Chat GPT. That's what it would sound like.
That's a good one. All right, who's in the studio here today? Who came and visited us live today? Come on up, sir. Or lady. Oh, is there a lady back here? Shit, I didn't see you. You weren't here for Ross Patterson Revolution earlier. No, I was. And we don't have the music, so yeah. Bam, 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 bam. No, can't do that on YouTube. Can't do that on YouTube. Come on up. Take a seat in the big boy chair there. Look at you. Little crop top, a lot of fun. Pop that mic about an inch from your face. There you go. Yeah. Put about an inch from your face up.
Right.
So we can hear you. What's your name?
Christine.
Christine, where are you from?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. All right. What are you doing here in Austin?
I'm actually passing through from South Texas.
No shit. All right. You listen to the show?
Yes. My fiance does, actually. He's the one who got me into Drinkin Bro.
No fucking way, dude.
He's day one pegging explained.
Yes, he is. All right. Shit. He really knows his fucking shit.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
That's dope. What's his name?
Jerry Kelly.
Jerry Kelly.
Yes.
What up, Jerry Kelly, dude? You picked a good one here. You look like you fucking party.
I used to. I can't anymore.
Why not?
I got to be a good girl.
Yeah, you got kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, kids and life and everything else. Yeah, my wife was a dirtbag too, so I get it. And then you have kids and you grow up and you're like, shit, man, I can't do that.
Yeah, you got to be responsible.
Yeah.
Every now and then I have a few drinks.
No, I get it. I get it. Who do you want to give Drinkin Bro of the Week to?
My fiance, of course.
Awesome, man. Jerry Kelly?
Jerry Kelly, yes.
Yeah.
Love you, baby.
How long you guys been together?
Going on 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And now you're ready to settle down and call it a day.
Yeah, definitely. I'm ready.
Awesome. Is he in Dallas?
Yes, he is.
Okay, cool. Cool. Tell him to come down.
Oh, yeah, we're planning on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Perfect.
planning it. I was just passing by and I figured, you know what, I'm going to stop and check it out. And
wild, right? You can just walk right through. Everybody walks here. They're like, yo, what the fuck's going on? You just walk right in.
I've been smiling the whole time.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, please bring Jerry next time. We'd love to have him on the show, and we love you guys. Let's see what, right after this ends, I mean, you'll take a pic. I'll flip him off and tell him fuck off, Jerry.
I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for all the support, and for real, man. Everybody out there who stops in, cruises by, you can literally, as she just said, just walk right into the studio. It's wild, right? And then just grab Hard AF Seltzer, and everybody's like, wait, I can just drink for free and just hang and party. And it was like, yeah, you can.
It's the real thing. Yeah,
the
real deal.
You can. So it's dope, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your supports. We're here day in, day out. Rate the show on iTunes a 5-star and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star and you can walk away. If you can't make it into the studio, that's the least you can do, for Christ's sakes. All right? For D'Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin Bros Fake News.